Like watching paint dry, so are the days of our nights. In this episode, King Aegon has a full blown meltdown over the murder of his son. As quickly as they arrive, blood and cheese are dispensed with. Alicent and Helena get the ick from the support of the plebs. Rhaenyra does her best surprised Pikachu impression at the news of Daemon's plot. Sir Criston Cole solidifies himself as an annoying F-boy. Aemon Targaryen attends a brothel therapy session. Otto Hightower gets okay boomered out of the Hand of the King position. And twins fight to the death in a classic Who's Who scenario. Tears are shed, prolonged glances are had, and pregnant pauses abound. So sit back, grab your phone to scroll through the boring bits, and enjoy the days of our nights.
Oh yeah, welcome to the Screen Time Continuum. We are here today to give you a review of episodes 2 and 3. Hot D is back, and for all of those who just aren't aware, yeah, my name is Keelan. I'm here with the fellas as usual, and we are definitely here to give you some insight. Nick, how's it feeling, brother? How you going?
Hey man, I'm sweating like a prostitute in church, but I'm doing okay. How are you?
Now that is a lot of sweat.
Right.
Glad you're at least alive
Oh,
to
yeah.
say something to us. Careful over there with all of that heat. Mike, how you feeling, brother?
Well, you know what's going on, but everything seems to be going smooth right now.
Yes, indeed. It's so weird. Just with you saying that was funny as hell. But I can't elaborate any further as we would like for, no
Right.
one else to as well. But with that being said, we are here to give you guys a review of 2 episodes. Number 1 episode we're reviewing this evening, episode 2 of House of the Dragon, Rhaenyra the Cruel. And we're going to mix that in with The Burning Mill, which is episode 3. If we're being honest, no matter how much time it consumed to watch this, you can kind of almost assume this is the same episode. But with that being said, guys, let's get into some I guess first impressions. By the way, how do you guys feel about that intro? Go ahead, drop some comments, drop some likes, email us about it, tell your friends. However you choose to banter on about these things, let us know how you feel about the intro. I personally liked it. It was very enticing, intriguing, and the days of our nights continue. What do you think, fellas? How did you guys feel about our
Indeed.
new intro?
I liked
They
it.
do indeed. Man.
It gave me quite a few chuckles.
Good. Yeah, well, we were having a conversation about how this starts to feel more like a soap opera than Game of Thrones. So I figured that it would be a good way of introing each episode. And of course, when we're ready to talk about episode 3, I will throw up another intro for you guys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got episode 3 already done. So.
Nice.
That's right. So for those of you that want to keep up, Rhaenyra the Cruel, episode 2, we have dubbed over here at the Screen Time Continuum as the days of our nights. Yeah, daytime television at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Kind of, yeah.
I thought episode 2 was kind of lame, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, the high point was, yeah, they killed the baby, and that's kind of messed up. But it was like it went downhill from there. It was like there's no battles, there's no fighting, there's no. Where's the Game of Thrones that we used to? Somebody would have got stabbed.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody would have got effed up real bad.
Yeah.
That was like egregious business. And then you get one twin fight at the end. Come on.
Yeah, that was dumb too.
What are we doing? Who's that? Who's that guy?
Yeah.
Which one is
Which
that
one's
guy?
the evil? Which one's the evil one? Oh
Hey,
no.
if
Well,
it were
you know
triplets,
at
they
the end
would've,
which one is the
beat
evil one because he
Spider-Man.
fell on his sword. Oh
Right.
shit! Shoot, I shouldn't have said nothing. It's
That's
too
all right.
early.
That's
I
fine.
don't
That's
think
the
it
only
is.
thing that happens in this episode, man. Honestly.
Right.
Like
Like
they only needed it to
yeah.
be triplets so that they can make it the Spider-Man meme.
That would
I
have
was
been
just
good.
thinking about that too.
Yeah. I would have loved that. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit tired of the formula of 55 minutes of sort of boring plotting, not even in the scheming kind of way, but PLODDING plotting, not plotting. But I'm just getting tired of like an almost an hour of sort of boring scenes, and then at the end we'll hook you with something, and I just don't really feel like that formula works. Um, yeah, it just doesn't work for this. It feels like I'm watching Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, that's kind of the way it feels at this point. This is just Downton Abbey.
I mean, yeah,
I wouldn't
it's
know.
really a
I've
slow build.
never watched that.
It feels like a slow build for something that we already expect and know is coming. Um, episode 2 was, I guess, a filler at some point when you really put it in the context of what went down. But yeah, no, I totally agree with both of you. I like, Nick, that you use the word plotting, that you use that whole concept just of, kind of like a slow creep, but it has no structure to it. There is no tactical movement. It's just, oh, we're gonna move along as slow as possible until we get to the next thing.
Yeah.
Um, I think from the execution stance of the way it seems, because I've been watching the post episode follow-ups by the executives and directors. For number 2, it did seem like they at least executed what they thought they needed to execute, but it still didn't really hit home because what both of these episodes are doing, even though we're only talking about 2, but we've watched 3. Both of these episodes are really giving you. They're starting with this whole. All right, let's give you a little bit of what's going on in the background. Let's give you a little bit of everything else. So they start with, you know, showing you. Sorry, I was reading the wrong one.
Oopsie.
Yeah, I almost gave up some information.
See, that's
But
how
it's
unmemorable episode 2 is that you got it
yeah, I have to read it.
confused. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I have to read it. But yeah, it starts with the scurrying about of everybody, and it shows the background, which wasn't existent at the end of episode 1. There was no background, right? All of these people that are moving about the castle, they were all abed, as they say. But you get this really slow motion movement, and then you get the questions to everybody, and then you kind of start building up. And all the buildup is anxiety. So it's all internal. It's all spoken. It's all suggested anxiety and suggested movement. Nothing's really happening until it does. And of course, we're just sitting there like, oh yay, now we get to see something. Get both of them off the screen. But yeah, that's what episode 2 is. That's what episode 3 started as, but it's really just, as Nick said, plotting. It's slow movement. They're grazing the field of House of the Dragon. They're grazing the story. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, there's nothing really shocking, no twists and turns. And for somebody who hasn't read the actual book Fire and Blood, I'm not surprised by anything. And that's saying something because I don't know the source material, so I should be, but as far as it's going now, it almost feels like a procedural drama where nothing really crazy is going to happen. And the things that do happen that are crazy tend not to make sense. So yeah, I would say that a lot of it is like I would expect to feel a little bit of surprise about some twists and turns, but I'm just not even feeling that. And so it makes it difficult for me to be enthusiastic about the show because I'm just finding myself a little bit bored, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
What's funny about that? Sorry, Mike, go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing.
Yeah. What's funny about that is it's still moving forward. as slow as this is and as dull as it is, it's still moving forward. We get a lot of beats of progression, but they're all very dreary. They all kind of, it's almost like three scenes that got stretched out, right? You get death, you get assault, you get anger, you get all of these things, but none of it is really but I guess
Um,
what they think it should be, unless maybe we read it. And I think that's a very good point, Nick. Had we read the source material, maybe, you know, this hits a little harder because
we,
I can't wait to get to a certain part because I want to talk about a wobbling head.
yeah, I think you have to care about the characters in order
I think
to
so too.
give a crap, and I just find myself not really caring about any of these characters. So Keelan,
Mhm.
do you have any bullet points for episode 2?
Yeah, a few. So like I said,
Okay.
we have all of the people that were moving about and it was like a castle full of people. That's to me weird when you have these two men floating through the castle, a rat catcher way beyond ours, and an oversized rat catcher, I guess, be in training. And then all of a sudden you have a castle full of people. That's just weird to me. It looks like you guys went and picked and pulled a bunch of people that you knew just for Aegon to decide who he wants to kill to make himself feel better. Um, Torturing your workers essentially. Uh, Stuff that didn't make sense, like Aemon finds a gold coin, and I guess that inspires him to do what we later see him doing. On two separate occasions, which is going back to the brothel house, because now he has coin to spend to get him a woman again. I don't know
Why
what that
didn't he have
is.
coin before?
That's the question. But until he finds that
He's
coin,
not
we
like
don't.
it's not like he's a prince or anything.
You know what I
Right.
mean? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But you guys caught that too, right?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the coin was supposed to mean. Maybe I didn't look hard enough, but I
That's only
guess
gonna make it
yeah.
better.
I was
That's
sitting there
only gonna
thinking,
make it
like, is this some kind of aha moment that I don't understand?
That's
That's what
what
I
I
was
was thinking
thinking.
too. But I started when I did the math, it comes down to he found a gold coin and he went to the whorehouse. So
Well, if
nothing else
that's
makes sense.
all it was for, then that was very anticlimactic. I
I
don't
would
even know
assume he
what the
gets
right
his
way to put
favors for
that.
free.
That was weak.
But he's a prince. He's the prince. I would assume he gets his favors for free.
Hey, Keelan, get a little bit closer to your mic.
Oh, my apologies. But
You're
yeah, I would
good.
assume he gets his favors for free because he's the prince. I think what they're trying to paint is a level of innocence and remorse in Aemon. I think that is a constant trope that they're trying to push, but I think that's a terrible move. I don't care if it's in the actual script. If that's in the book, run far, far, far away from that. Just run away from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's not a whole lot of like character development here. I don't know anybody's real motivations outside of wanting the throne again. And you know, the way Game of Thrones did that was very compelling because you had so many different factions that were interested in vying for the throne. But at this point, we're just watching a family squabble about who should sit on the throne. They're all
Yeah,
royals. I don't
yeah.
understand why this is even a big deal. Uh, yeah,
Because there was a lie told, and there is an outside entity that's not Targaryen that's really trying to take over. Let's keep it a being. This is a story about green versus red, right? Or green versus black. That's the
yeah,
High Towers versus the Targaryens.
right.
You know,
But I
this
just
whole
don't
thing.
feel
And
like
we know
I
who
don't.
wins.
Yeah, but I don't feel like the Greens or the High Towers do a good enough job of I don't know, like keeping the power because now, as we
I
see in
agree.
this episode, Otto Hightower's gone and Alicent doesn't really mean anything anymore.
Well, and so that's the question I have. Do you guys consider Aegon a High Tower or a Targaryen?
Oh, he's a Targaryen, absolutely.
By name and birthright, yes. I mean by action and influence.
Well, by blood, he's a Targaryen because he's Viserys's son,
Right,
so
right.
that's good enough for me. The only, I mean, like, I guess you could say that he's fine. He's just a teenage kid. He's like a more benign Joffrey. You know, if Joffrey wasn't like a murderous sociopath, that's what Aegon reminds me of.
If he didn't have the same energy as the kid from Major Payne.
Yeah, it's just he seems like he doesn't really know a whole lot. He could be a decent king if he just matured a little bit more, but right
Oh
now
no,
he
not
likes
Aegon.
getting drunk.
Yeah, no, not Aegon. I'm talking about Joffrey. Had the same
Oh,
energy
yeah.
as the guy from Major Pain. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right about Aegon. I think Aegon wants to. I think we actually mentioned this in episode 1. He wants to be a good king. He wants to be a fair and honest king. That's what Viserys didn't raise murderers. Whether we're
Right.
talking about Rhaenyra, Aegon, or Aemon for that matter. He's not a murderer. Something happened that was out of his control. And because all
Right.
of these heinous and hideous things has happened to him so far in his life, he's just kind of forced to embody and embrace it. But Viserys didn't raise any murderers, and Alicent is too soft to encourage it. So this is all everything that's happening that's turning them into these people or is all bipartisan of the people that they have around them, whether it be Otto, Sir Kristen, Damon, even Rhaenys way back in episode season 1, excuse me. But on to the next point. Sir Kristen is basically called out, not in the way that we wanted him to be called out, because at the end of episode 1, the queen, what's her name? Not the queen regent, but the queen. Anyway, they mama, Alicent. I
Mm.
forget they call her the queen something, but Alicent is caught riding her knight into the night, which yeah, somebody's head should have rolled. Sir Kristen. And for it seems like the third time,
Well, how is he
this
going to
dude
get in
just
trouble? He's the
because
Lord Commander. Who's going to
yeah,
get him in trouble?
he's supposed to what I'm saying is at some point this should have been reported to Aegon by now. This dude is screwing his mama. He done killed
Yeah.
people in front of the royals. Um, he basically violates every step. I was trying to find the right way to say it, but he's basically an asshole cop,
Yeah.
and he just
No,
so
he
happens
is.
to be a chief.
Yes. I agree with that 100%. I think that that's a good archetype for him. He's definitely the guy that knows he cannot he's a hypocrite first of all,
Mhm.
and then he also knows that nobody's going to hold him to account for what he does. Yeah, I think it just makes me hate him even more, which I guess is supposed to be the case, but I don't know. Like, ah, you got to make me like somebody if you want me to hate somebody.
Yeah,
And right
Mhm.
now, I just kind of hate everybody, and Chris and Cole's at the top of the heap there. But I mean, I could get rid of all of them, and it would be fine.
I mean, now that Hightower, what is his first
Otto.
name?
Otto.
Otto Hightower's out of the way. Yeah, the only one left to hate now is Cole because he's a kid who got picked on who decided to become a cop.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So Otto. I mean, yeah, Otto Hightower gets ousted in this episode.
yeah, he does. But before he gets ousted, he wants to blame Rhaenyra for everything, and he's pros this entire propaganda campaign to go against her. He wants to parade the corpse up and down the streets so that they can gain alliances through remorse and use Alicent and Helena as well to tug at the hearts of the followers, which I thought was actually a pretty good political move.
Right.
But it's still a shit move.
I'm
Because I
not
think
gonna call it a shit move. I mean, it makes sense because you're just appealing to the masses as far as their emotions, but you're not actually showing the corpse.
well, it's a shit move
You're
because
showing mourning and sadness for a situation that was tragic and should never have happened.
1,000%. But it's a shit move from a guy like him because we know that he has ill intent and he knows that what they're doing is against the king of Viserys' actual wishes. So he's just finding
Yeah.
more ways to empower his
I don't
lie.
think the people don't know that though.
The people don't
No,
know
the
that at
people
all.
don't know
No,
that.
that's what I'm
But
saying.
We
That's why I
know
said
that.
it was a good political move, but as a person, the hand is still a shit move because you know you're lying.
Right.
well, also it's we know that Otto wants to basically control everything, and so it's
Yeah,
just another way for him to exercise his control by having people listen to everything that he says. And so,
yeah. The hand of three
yeah,
kings.
I could definitely see where like you would be against something whatever Otto suggests, because everything he suggests always sort of helps him further his power.
Right.
Um,
That's how he
Yeah.
got his daughter married off to the king when she was only what, 12 or some shit.
oh yeah, yep.
I think she was a little older than that, wasn't she?
I think they were like 16 at the time, 14,
I
16.
Don't make them
legit.
a
I think
whole
they were.
Jomo real
more than
quick.
16. I mean, 16 ain't that much better, my friend.
They're better than 12. Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, back in
I don't
those
think we need to
days-
argue the semantics.
No, we
But
don't. We don't.
I'm gonna say we're the ones having this discussion, and in these days, burn them at the stake, goddammit.
Yeah.
Man. Wood
Uh,
chipper.
So, oh yeah, Allison tries to talk to Helena about her wrongdoings that she walked in on, and Helena just changed the subject. Like, yeah, this is for my boy. Like, I don't care what you did, mama. We know you're a nasty whore. You were doing all
Yeah.
these things to a corpse that was still alive. We ain't worried about you. Go on, crib keeper sleeper.
Yeah, nobody's worried about you, Allison.
At all.
Nobody gives a fuck about what you do. And
Except
you know what's
Laris.
interesting? Yeah, Laris, I guess but he hasn't even really interacted with her much in the last couple episodes, anyways.
He know them feet ain't clean.
Yeah, he's been there, done that. You know, he's got to move on to greener pastures, as it were.
I still think that's odd that they will put that in there.
Oh boy.
Fetish
Well,
I
yeah.
heard don't George R. R. Martin have a foot thing? Is that what it is?
No, he has a wiener thing.
Ew.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway.
Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, so what else in the second episode here?
let's see. Larry shows up to kill the gold cloak killer. What's his name? Cheese? No, Blood. And that dude started.
Yes.
He don't need to torture him. He's just a snitch. He starts snitching. Oh, I was hired by Diamond Talk Air. Just shoot him. I know they don't have guns, but shoot him. Don't trust nothing.
Invent a gun and then shoot him.
Right? He's just talking too much. He gonna tell you got to do what happened after that. He talks, and Larry's just like, "Oh, I wasn't gonna hurt you," and Aegon comes in immediately and smacks him with a mace, just puts him down.
Yeah.
But then you see, right, and immediately after that, we get the funeral with the wobbly head Jaehaerys corpse, which I thought that was crazy because we saw in episode 3 that does come back, but he has a wobbly head. I'm expecting that thing to roll through the town and things to go just absolute chaos, which is very Game of Thrones.
But it didn't happen.
Been very Game of Thrones, right? But it didn't happen. Rhaenyra receives notice. She knows that she's not responsible and she's upset about it. She goes off on Daemon in private. She doesn't do it in public, which I thought was actually respectful of her because Rhaenys definitely caught on fast. He denies that he does confess that it was a mistake, that shouldn't have happened. She calls him selfish, and he takes off to Harrenhal, which is what he was supposed to be doing anyway on Dragonback. I ain't gonna lie, I like that he took off on Dragonback. He hopped in his whoopty and said, "I'm out of here." And then we see Baela is sent to King's Landing to keep an eye on things.
Right.
And the entire time we see that Rhaenyra is clearly under the impression that Daemon still has and always has had a plan of his own in motion, and she's just kind of pissed off that he doesn't accept her as the queen and ruler, which I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but nobody has a plan in this episode, really.
No.
Nobody has a plan in the next episode either. It's like, okay,
plan this entire season.
Right. Yeah. It seems like neither side want to fight, but it's inevitable, and so we're just kind of stuck in this spot where.
Right. Well, there's a point where that at least comes full circle, but we can't get there yet. We will.
Yeah.
Probably in about 20 minutes. But yeah. So Daemon leaves on Dragonback, and Baela is sent on patrol. Sir Criston feels guilty, and when Alicent basically gives him the wink when she goes to bathe, he acts like he don't know what's going on. Virgin. And then he picks a fight with Sir Eric, sending Sir Eric to strike down Rhaenyra in Dragonstone, which is like, really, bro? Like, you really don't like
shit
this
for
dude?
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was a dick move.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you something I've thought about. we ain't seen in all of House of Dragons, not one of you knights is strong enough to take out one other knight without help or in some way.
It's
So all of a
true.
sudden, you're gonna send this dude to take on the
Alone.
entire castle. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Are you out of pocket? Yeah,
Just
yeah.
because his
Abusing your
brother
power.
made you feel some kind of way.
Yeah,
Well,
because
do you think that it's because maybe Eric or whichever one was with Kristen Cole knew that he was doing Alicent, and so he just wanted to send him to
I
his
think
death?
that had a bit to do
I
with it.
think
Yeah,
that might have been it.
Yeah,
I think that definitely had a bit to do with it. He got
But was that ever
fast.
like was that a de facto thing? Did we know that for sure? Or is that just
Season
speculation?
1.
Well,
Was
I
it?
don't know.
Season-
It seems like Eric knew that it was Kristen Cole's responsibility to be on guard during that time when the little boy was murdered, and he wasn't because he was with Alicent, and so Cole passes the buck on him and is like, "Well, you should have been on guard too. Why weren't you
Right.
there?"
But I think that they had that. I don't remember which twin, but I think that one of the twins had kind of suspected something between him and Rhaenyra way back, and then kind of saw the progression with him and Alicent, because
Yeah, maybe.
they're basically in rank right behind him. So if he's not the Knight's Guard, one of them would be.
Kristen Cole's just a star fucker. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, no. He's what's the guy who was with old girl from Moesha and then went on to Britney Spears?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm remember in a minute.
K-Fed?
Yeah. You see, I had to do him. Fucking Federline. Yeah, he's Federline.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. He definitely is.
Shout out to Kevin Federline. I mean, hey, no hate on him. Hate on Kristen Cole, but no hate on Kevin Federline. But yeah. So, we just see that these aren't good people. They're all dealing with each other, and they're all shit. The only good people won't make it to the end of episode 2. Baylor and Viserys have a talk about Daemon and Sir Strong, whose first name I forget right now. But they're real dad.
Harwin Strong.
Harwin Strong, thank you.
Yeah.
Who was Larys's older brother, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That just came back to me. I don't even have that in my notes. That just clicked just now. Let's see. Aemon is with his favorite whore, and we see him sipping milk. He has all the same issues now as Homelander, which is kind of scary.
Does. He is Homelander 2.0.
And he also regrets killing Luke, kind of like Homelander regrets all of the destruction that he's brought about, but he knows that that's his purpose, so he embodies it.
Yeah.
At least in public. Let's see. Sir Hugh is worried. I actually like this part where Sir Hugh was sitting talking to his wife, and she's worried that things aren't going to go the way that they planned, even though Aegon has promised that he's going to look out for the farmers and such. But then we see Alan return. Adam talks to him. These are the two brothers that are basically now owed something by Corlys Velaryon because they saved him. Alan saved him.
Well, you know the truth, right?
What's that?
F them farmers. F them sheeps.
I don't know why that's so funny, but it is.
Because he tried to do the right thing, and they told him you can't do the right thing.
Right, and it's like I think that's funny because it goes to that whole trope of exactly what we were saying, which is exactly what you just said. It's like, yeah, you might want to be a good person, but how naive are you to believe that you can do it, and how naive do they have to be to believe it's coming? Like that's what that really feels like. So I think you're spot on, Mike. Rhaenyra and Mysaria.
Because if you do it for one, you got to do it for all.
Right. Which isn't really how that's supposed to work, but yes, that's true.
Well, no, that is how that's supposed to work. Because if you take care of one farmer, you got to take care of all the farmers. Because how is that fair?
I'm the king. I got my favorites. What you gonna do about it?
Not a damn thing.
Yeah, it's first come, first serve for favors over here.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, he's still a kid at the end of the day, so he only can go so far. Unless it becomes a commune.
Shady business.
Look, The silence let me know that was too far. I apologize.
No.
Rhaenyra questions Mysaria. They have a whole discussion. Mysaria asks for her freedom, and yeah, I don't. What Scar when
Oh yeah. What scar was on her?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's like a mental scar or a
No.
non-physical scar. Or
No,
did
it has to
Daemon
be
rank
one.
her?
I have no idea. I didn't even see a scar on her.
There was no scar on that lady. We ain't seen enough of her skin to see no scars.
I don't know. She talks funny. And she's supposed to be like Littlefinger.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Lady finger.
Maybe it's a reference because Littlefinger had that scar up his chest, right? From Ned
Right.
Stark's brother. Yeah.
Maybe they removed her ovaries or something.
Damn.
She can't have kids.
Jeez. Yeah.
Well, Littlefinger was technically a eunuch, wasn't he?
No.
No, that's Varys.
Oh,
Right.
you right. That's way
Yeah.
back in Game of Thrones. I'm tripping.
Damn.
Yeah, my bad.
My man can't even keep his junk.
Yeah. Then we get to the twin showdown. It's the finale of episode 2 is the twin showdown.
Yeah. Let me speed through this really quick. Rat catchers are hanged. Otto is furious because all of that shit goes down. Sir Criston gets his job. And Sir Criston's been Aegon's accomplice this whole time. He is the one person he trusts. Aegon wants revenge on everything and everybody.
How does Sir Criston have a double job?
That's crazy.
Because he's banging the queen.
He's Lord Commander and the Hand of the King.
He got 4 jobs. He's Lord Commander. He's the Hand. He's stepdaddy.
Yeah.
Stepfather Hand. What shall I do?
Papa Hand.
This is gonna get Papa. And yes, being a stepfather is 2 jobs because it gets the moms and the kids. Keep up. But yeah, let's see. Sir Criston gets a job at the Hand. Mysaria is leaving and she sees Eric coming as Eric. And that's funny to write down. And she basically gives them a heads up. And Eric, even though the brothers creep by each other and he gets like this feeling that something's not right, he turns. He thinks he sees something, but he doesn't. Next thing you know, he busts in the door right before his brother kills Rhaenyra. And he goes, "Brother!" And that's when you know somebody's got to die.
That was a blatant reference to Game of Thrones.
Right.
With the hound in the mountain.
I thought that's what they were kind of getting at, but it was like, this is poorly executed if that's what this is.
Yeah.
You had a twin fight in the Queen's room and there was no real bloodshed. I'm kind of saddened by that.
I'm going to tell you this, guys, right now. This season of House of the Dragon is making me miss season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Which one was season 8 again?
The last season.
Oh,
last season. For all of its flaws.
You see what I call it.
For all of its flaws, man. I mean, I would just to have some of the climactic moments that, Game of Thrones has.
Season 8 was the season that made us all question if we were going to watch this.
Because I was really anticipating that Rhaenyra was going to have to pick up a dagger and like stab one of them, but she wouldn't know which one the evil one was.
That would have been a better.
No, stab him. No, stab him.
Stab.
But it didn't matter anyways, because apparently,
it's stabbering time.
The guilt of stabbing his brother, even if that's the good one, like, why did he fall on his sword?
They come from the same.
Because he knew there was no way to tell which was which.
Is that
because that's how you know that he was that's how you know he was the good one.
But they weren't. Were they wearing the same armor?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's stupid. I would have changed my armor immediately.
Well, no, that was the point. He had to wear his. He had the evil one, or I don't even know if I want to say evil, but the one brother had to wear his. He had to wear his brother's armor to infiltrate. So that makes sense. Yeah. And then the other brother wasn't going to have time to change.
No, but they were both just wearing the Knight's Guard armor. It's not like they were wearing. So like, why didn't Rhaenyra just give him a new set of Targaryen armor? Is what I'm saying. The good one.
But she wouldn't have known which was which, and there was no way for them to tell.
He was there with her for a long time before his brother came.
When they left, why not change the armor?
Yes. You wouldn't
I
have
mean,
the
I
forethought.
guess
Be
you could
like,
have asked them what they did yesterday.
yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
What y'all
Yeah.
been doing all this time?
What was we talking about yesterday?
What did I have for lunch?
Right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess that could have flew,
It would
but
have
she
been an
couldn't take
easy
the
way to.
chance.
Right. Yes. Neither could he. So he had to fall on his
He
sword.
had to go. Yep, it was a murder-suicide situation. Which didn't see that coming. I guess that's the most exciting thing of this episode.
Was it
Allison,
exciting?
I said
I
most
don't
of
know.
this
I
episode.
mean, it
No, I
kind
think
of
the
felt
most
like a
exciting,
cop out.
a little. I think the most exciting part was Allison trying to confess her ill doings to her dad, and he's like, I wish not
I
to
don't
hear
care.
this.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care. No
I
one
have
gives a
sinned.
shit.
I wish not to know. Like the
Yeah. Learn how to keep it to yourself. How about that?
right, that part.
Right. You're the queen. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. She's not even in power anymore. It doesn't matter. Like her
Right.
children are now in power, so she can do whatever she wants.
It's true.
She's
She
Queen
could be a
Dowager.
town
She
owner.
doesn't have any, like
She could turn
yeah.
into a doorknob.
She
Uh-oh.
could. She could. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well,
That's how episode 2 ends with the death
yeah.
of the twins.
Well, this episode 2 really ends with Sir Kristen in her bed and them having rough sex.
Oh God, I had to skip over that. I'm so tired of both of them. Stop having sex every time I see you guys together. Why? Why?
Well, don't
'Cause he's
worry.
bold,
Episode
drunk
3
with
won't let
power,
you
and
down.
I know.
he's bold, drunk with power, and full of guilt. That's how Sir Kristen enters episode 3.
It just feels like he was so lusting after that underage Rhaenyra for so long that like he's just taking what he can get now.
Is it
You
because
know what I
Rhaenyra
mean?
looks like an adult now and Alicent still looks like her child self?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird that he bounced between both of them. And like Alicent doesn't care about that. You would think that she might care about it at least. Be like, no,
Well, he's
you
a
are.
medieval fuckboy. I mean, what do you expect?
He really
Yeah,
is.
she
He
don't
really
care who
is.
touches her. And he hates her. He hates Rhaenyra. He hates everything that moves. So he giving her exactly what
true.
she's looking for.
I guess so. I guess so.
he
Maybe
probably
I'm
calls
just the
her-
hater.
He probably calls her thy bitch when no one's watching.
Yeah. Well,
But,
any final thoughts on
episode
2?
3.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's over.
Me too.
I wish they
did
didn't
not
have
like
on
that
the
one.
armor. It would have made a better fight.
It would have. Yeah. Yes. Or you could have just ended it a particularly different way where, yeah, I don't know. It just felt like a cop out to have both of them die. It's like, oh, okay, well, that wrapped itself up nicely.
Shoot, put them both in prison. That would have been exciting.
Phew, for a moment, I thought we might have some drama and tension. My goodness, I'm glad that they got rid of that real fast.
Phew!
Yeah, wouldn't want that in my episode.
Can't have tension
No.
in story
No,
and,
No,
and
no.
stuff.
Definitely not. All right, well, we're good with episode 2. On to episode 3.
On to episode 3.
Sounds good. Sit back and relax and enjoy the intro, gents.
All right.
Like watching paint dry, so are the days of our nights. In this episode, we skip a battle completely, because who wants to see that? Lord Commander Hand Kristen Cole goes on a boys' trip. Daemon evicts some squatters and has a haunting. Corlys makes his obligatory 2-minute cameo. Aegon gets that Valyrian drip. Fellatio makes its debut appearance on TV. Aemon shows his one-eyed Willy. Rhaenyra cosplays as a shame nun. And Alicent has never heard of Game of Thrones. Tears are shed, prolonged glances are had, and pregnant pauses abound. So sit back, grab your phone to scroll during the boring bits, and enjoy the days of our nights.
That was nice. Very well
There we
done.
go.
Very well
All
done.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Well,
episode
yeah.
3.
And we're back with the Burning Mill. We start this episode. We see some teen soldiers, euthanized soldiers who have no futures anyway because they're all here to waste their lives for the people that they follow.
Yep.
And they're in a field. They're talking a little bit of shit, going back and forth. And the next thing you know, we see the one who was
We
kind
don't
of
get the battle.
shining the most. Yeah, we don't get the battle.
Not at all. Just
see a
skip
sword
right
in the
over it.
And a
It's not the
field
battle
full
of the
bodies.
bastards this time.
Right,
The
right.
idea of the bastards.
And we
I
see
think
a
these
field
people.
full of
I
bodies.
think whoever makes this show is afraid of choreographing sword fighting.
Ooh.
I really
That's a fair
do,
thought.
or battles or anything like that. Like they just do not want to deal with it.
Or any of the things that make Game of Thrones exciting.
Yes.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
they're opposed to it.
Boring.
Boring. But yeah, we skip over all of the fun stuff and we get to the twins' burial. eh, I think that would have hit a lot harder.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, I think that would have hit a lot
Yeah.
harder after at least seeing some sword clinging heads rolling.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely. They kind of the show is just about people crying and being forlorn. I don't know. And then talking in the background while a dragon flies, or like talking while a dragon flies in the background is what I meant.
It's so
we can give you room for
sad.
that.
I think it's so sad.
We do find out that Rhaenyra has accepted Rhaenys as her counsel. She's essentially her hand, whether it's been said or not. But
I can appreciate that.
I mean, that's who I think it should have been from the beginning.
I can too, except that I don't like her character either. She's so wishy-washy, and she doesn't like her only thing is men fight wars. We are women and we do things better. But it's like, okay, well, can you do something then, please? Can you show me how you guys fight wars better or don't fight wars better or whatever?
Are you talking about
Because
Rhaenys
that's
or Rhaenyra?
both of them, because the whole theme of this episode is that the men are escalating the war and the women are the ones who don't want war. But it's,
Have you ever met a woman?
I mean, yeah, a couple, but
Okay,
yeah.
let me rephrase that. Have you ever met a hood woman, a ghetto woman, a woman with a bad attitude and a whole lot of free time?
Violence, always.
Well, I
If
mean,
you
but this,
have not,
yeah. Well,
they
this is what
don't
they're.
want peace. They want
Right.
problems always.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. I mean, but it does feel like this episode was sort of stressing this idea that it's the men that are pushing the war forward, and the women are now caught in the crosshairs, and they're trying their darndest to sue for peace, but it's just too late.
No, the war is because of the women in their mouths.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Because us guys, we just can't control ourselves. We got to start killing stuff.
Gotta kill. Yeah.
Just wake up and stretch. What am I gonna kill today?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Can't eat if I don't kill something.
Mm-hmm.
We eat what we kill around here. But well, unless you're Damon, but that's another conversation. Let's see. They have a talk. Oh yeah, we get to the small council where Sir Criston Cole enters and it inspires a war by seizing Harrenhal. He goes ahead and he makes sure that it's very clear that we must seize Harrenhal to get to the riverbeds and the river runs because that's what's going to win this war. But no, we're not taking Aemon. No, we're not taking anybody you suggest. I'm just going to take motherfuckers that I train because they're going to follow me. They know what's up.
Yeah, 6 nights. 6 nights. That's why they went on a boys' trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good way to put that. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Medieval back open field.
Yeah.
Man.
Brokeback Castle. There you go.
Oh, no. All bad.
But
thankfully, there wasn't a whole lot of that going on for a change.
Yeah, that is surprising. Well, you get enough of the floppy penis anyways, so.
I didn't see nothing.
Oh, dude. I mean,
Oh,
did you guys catch?
You didn't see the blue wiener?
Did you catch the literal blowjob that was on the screen?
Yeah, I saw it.
Fair Apparently,
lord, man. Like it wasn't even like a implied one. You know how like they have like the girl bobbing
it
up
was
and
penis
down
and
or whatever.
mouth.
Right.
No, it was literally penis and mouth.
Yeah, there was
Well,
penis.
What
I don't think it was a real one.
HBO does the right thing.
No, it was a comic prosthetic one because it looked
Yeah.
from the dimensions at least like it was like 12 inches long.
Yeah, it didn't look like the real deal, but I mean, I wasn't trying to analyze shit neither.
I
didn't pause-
freezed
you
every
didn't pause
frame
it
and I
without the ruler?
forensically investigated.
Oh no.
Y'all didn't pause, whip out the ruler, zoom in a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You know,
Big
HBO has
move.
that feature.
That's all bad.
But before we got to all of that, while they're talking about season Harrenhal, we fast forward to Rhaenyra, who visits Mysaria again, who now realizes that she kind of owes her a favor, and she asks her for a place on her council as
Court.
her court, as payment for her saving her life.
I think that's fair. That's fair.
Well, Rhaenyra
Yeah.
grants it to her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'll be the master of whispers.
Yeah.
Right.
But then she sends Rhaena and the boys to, I forgot where to, but she sends them away for safety. The same
Yes.
place that Damon's ex-wife was killed, apparently, or died.
You
Yeah,
mean
I
where he
forget-
killed her?
Yeah, where he killed her.
Didn't
Yeah,
he
I
kill
forget
her?
where that was. It did.
No,
Dragon.
not quite.
It's not Dragonstone. It's something else.
Yeah, it's not Dragonstone.
They're
No, he
in
didn't quite kill her.
Dragonstone.
She was going hell. She was going nuts and sick. And then, I think he did mercy kill her, but that's not.
Mercy?
He couldn't do
Is that
anything
the
to
word
save
we
her.
going with?
She was actually dying.
If I remember correctly, wasn't he just tired of her in general? Just wanted
Yeah.
to kill her?
I believe that's true, but I also remember, or I could misremember this. I
Which
thought she
one?
was
There was
also sick.
two.
Well, no, Mysaria is the second one. Oh, it's the first one. Excuse me.
Well, no, there was Mysaria, and then he kills one of his wives.
Yeah, the Valerian daughter.
No, not the Valerian daughter. He kills another wife at the freaking
Oh, I don't remember this one.
at the bloody gate in the Airy. The
I don't remember that.
Yeah, the stupid anyway, so the one that he's basically
Oh, yeah,
stands,
yeah,
she's on
yeah.
the horse, like she's hunting, and then she comes back from hunting and he's standing in the road and he just like cracks her neck.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her.
Yeah. So he's got a
He's
track
not a
record.
nice guy,
No, he's
No, he's
definitely
not.
not. No.
to
Definitely.
say the least.
That was why we thought he was going to kill Rhaenyra most of the first season. I forgot about that. Because we know what he's capable of.
Right.
Damon
Capable
arrives
of
in Harrenhal.
terrible, terrible things.
Terrible things.
Like having
David arrives in
sexual
Harrenhal.
relations with his niece.
Quiet you. We will not talk of such things.
Why not?
Yeah,
But no,
Damon
but,
goes through Harrenhal like it's a Scooby-Doo show.
I mean, he comes in on Dragonback. He lands on the roof. Somehow he's down on the ground and there's nobody around. But we saw a whole bunch of people running, talk about, ooh, a dragon.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. All right, in that scene when he first got there and he was skulking around through the halls of the keep, did he not look like a rookie actor who just got his
Yes.
first weapon?
Yes. He really did. Yeah.
He thought he was on a cop show for a minute.
Right. I was thinking he looked like a rookie actor playing a rookie cop with his gun all the way up to his eye, like he aiming down.
I swear,
Well,
I was
I
asked
mean-
the question while we were watching it. Do they have guns? And I was like, why you say that? Because of the way he holding his sword. Like, oh, that's
Right.
He's so hard. Yeah. Yeah, he's I don't know if he's a very good fighter, to be honest. He killed the crab eater or whatever, but we never
I
saw
remember
the crab feeder. They did that off screen, but the first time we see him in the series, he gets his butt kicked at a tourney. So
But that's
Maybe
kind
he's
of the
just a-
theme of Game of Thrones. I mean, Hot D right now.
mm,
Everything's off camera, all the good stuff.
yes. Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
So I
And
mean,
it's annoying.
what can you really do?
I don't know.
They're not
Uh,
showing
but-
us everything.
No, they're not. But Damon finds the squatters, right? They're not
Yeah.
really squatters, but they're living in Harrenhal, even though it's falling apart.
And
Are they
pledge
squatters?
fealty.
Not really.
Technically, but not really. I think technically yes, because the Laris's father is supposed to be who's over Harrenhal, but now his cousin is.
Yeah, somebody.
Well, that's because
found
he
the
killed his
descendant line.
he killed his brother and his father. Ain't that what he said?
Yes.
Yeah, but that technically means that Laris is the king of the land.
You mean the Lord of the Keep?
yes,
Whatever.
he is the Lord of Harrenhal, but he's not there. So he's like the regent or whatever.
All right. So the guy who's sitting there, he's assuming power because he wants to side with Rhaenyra versus the fact that Laris works for Aegon already.
Is he
Yeah,
assuming
well, I mean-
power, or is he just assuming responsibility?
I think he just
Um,
doesn't want to get killed.
Yeah.
And then
I
there's
think
that.
he's- like,
And then there's that.
he just doesn't want to get eaten by a dragon. So he's like, "Oh well, good thing you showed up. I was gonna swear my fealty to your wife." So
Or anybody else who wasn't gonna kill me.
yeah,
Right? You want some
exactly.
food? Our food is good. Here, take our food.
Yeah, yeah.
We ain't And I like how at least Damon was real about that. You're not poisoning me, motherfucker.
Not with no damn peas.
Now with some peas, that would be a terrible way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Here lies
let's-
Damon, killed by a pea.
Rhaenyra has a letter from Alicent that she hasn't watched. Damon flexes his power and makes sure that they continue to call him Your Grace. Alicent
that was
flexes
important.
her power by making Sir Kristen take her brother into battle. Clearly, he's there to kill Sir Kristen.
You know, that was the impression I got, and I was going for it, but then I thought that's not gonna happen.
I think
Probably
he's
not
gonna.
gonna
Kill,
happen,
I
but
think
that's what
Kristen
he did.
Cole's gonna kill her brother.
I think so too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's dead. Yeah.
Let's see. Takes him in a battle. Oh yeah, he makes a request and she gives him her handkerchief, which to me resembled her panties.
I mean,
it's her favor. It's the thing that a maiden gives you, so that when you die, you have something of
Ain't no
hers near
damn
you.
maid. That's the former queen.
I know.
you know he'd be sniffing it at night, right?
You know he'd be sniffing it at night. He's
That was
sniffing in
under
the
her
daytime.
armpit. You know it was. Yeah,
Ugh.
it was in
It
her
was definitely
sweaty
under her
armpit.
armpit because it was nowhere else for it to be.
And even though she might bathe once a week, whereas the other folks don't, it's still
It's
not
still-
gonna be pleasant.
Look,
All those
the bath-
wool dresses, you know.
This is 2 days
Right.
before a bath, so we know how long it's been.
Mhm.
It's got some smell to it.
I believe
That
they call that
funk.
musk.
You got some
Yeah, I don't
stank
know.
on it.
As thick as that is, I don't know if we're gonna call that musk. That's a little more than musk.
Oh,
You could see the stench lines in the heat of the night. That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
all you need to know is that it was fragrant.
Yeah.
We see the ravens eat worms and maggots from the eyes of the hen.
Hey, I was gonna ask, was that guy significant that they show getting his eye plucked out?
Yeah, it was
No.
cheese. That was the rat catcher.
Okay. That's who I thought it was, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And then I
Oh,
thought,
yeah.
what's the point of this?
At this point, he's not significant though, because he's already gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra is set for a tactical a war, but she also realizes that the men on her council don't want her to be a part of the council during war times. They want to run.
Well, she is a
alone.
woman, in case you didn't know.
And
She
she's
may
not
know
making
that.
any choices. That's the problem. Like, if she was making choices, I would be like, okay, that's cool. But she's not making any choices at all. And everybody's like, well, hey, this is we're in a war. We need to make some moves. And she just won't do it, which is annoying because it's like,
She
all right,
just sends
well,
away.
what did you think was going to happen? Did you think that you were just going to find a way to peacefully overtake the throne? I mean,
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
she just sends
apparently.
her kids away with what? 3 dragons? 4 dragons?
Yeah, right.
Three
And
eggs
eggs.
and an actual dragon.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, well, I guess that's gonna help you somehow. Let's see. So yeah, she does all of that. Oh, now we get to our favorite part, which we discussed a little bit earlier. Aegon goes and finds Aemon in the whorehouse with his first. And to me, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think he
That
kind
was
of
kind of
hating.
a shitty scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he hating.
Definitely hating.
Oh, he's definitely he's a drunk. He's a party boy, and Aemond can't say anything because he's the king. So he's just
Right.
got to kind of take it.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
then he just gets up and shows everybody his penis. So that's cool.
I was like, why?
Wasn't always
How
as
is
good
that
as the
necessary?
because he has
Why
to
are we looking
show you
at
his man meat.
white guy junks?
I
He has to
don't
stand up
know.
and show you his man meat in order to tell you that he doesn't care about this whore.
Right. Yes.
What
In
a-
front of all these men.
Right. Kind of weird, sir.
A little bit weird. Yeah. Keelan, you would be remiss to not mention the obvious, the obligatory 2 minutes that Corlys Valerian gets in every other episode of this
Oh
show.
yeah, where he and Rhaenys
Yeah.
are having a discussion.
Yes, and then he does, and then he literally says, "All right, now I need to leave." Like,
I
it's
can't be
almost
on
like
screen.
yeah, exactly. It's almost like his character knows that he's not allowed to be on screen for too long.
He
I
said, "So I
wonder
had to
why
leave."
that is.
Dude, they
Hmm.
hyped him up at so much as a character, and he's barely in this anymore.
Why?
Remember,
Why is that? the
remember he
case?
was sick for half of season 1, and then he like showed up for. I think he's been in 4 minutes so far of the
Of the
second
whole
season.
series.
Yeah.
I mean, hey man, he getting paid. Well, bet you he getting paid more than 4 minutes a paycheck. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Well, I hope so, but it would be
For all
cool
the
to see
makeup.
him maybe in like a ship battle or something. You
I
know?
mean,
Or at least
technically, we
walking
saw
without a
him on
limp.
a ship.
Yes.
Right, we saw him on a ship, and then it caught flame.
Right. That's
He was
right.
burnt by
Yeah.
dragons.
Mhm,
But we never
mhm.
saw him do anything.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ah,
And-
Bela. No, excuse me. After the whorehouse, Wayne tries to leave and go to an inn and leave Sir Kristen, and Sir Kristen's like, "The fuck is you doing?" And of course, proven that Sir Kristen is kind of right in this situation.
Is
Bela
he?
spotted in this particular situation, yes, because you're looking for comforts and we're at war.
Yeah, and then
Be
you don't want
vigilant.
people to know what you're doing. You're on a clandestine mission.
Right. Be vigilant.
Yeah.
Stay out of the stay out of
Don't
the
attract
eyes and
attention.
minds of people.
Yeah.
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 So they get caught out in the open by Bela, who I thought had a clear shot. She does make it clear later that you told me not to engage, so I kind of didn't. Scared the shit out of him.
Why
Wanted to kill
all
him.
the restraint? See, this again is like, oh, the woman shows the restraint, right? Because if that was a man on the dragon, those guys would be toast. That's the way I kind of read this whole episode.
That's kind of how it runs.
Yeah.
Yeah. They even run like that scene in a brothel or in the bar where you have all the men who I don't know who the hell any of the 4 of them are just sitting around.
Well, that one was a bizarre scene because that's it. Do you guys believe that that's actually the relative of the family?
No.
That guy in the end, do you think he's just bullshitting?
I can't call it. I don't see. They'd have to give me more connection there.
Yeah, because he says he's like the bastard son of Viserys or whatever.
It's probably true, but it just doesn't come off correctly.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
Yeah,
It's like they're trying to give you what's his name from Game of Thrones? What's
Gendry.
his name? Dad. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That definitely does feel that way.
They were trying to pull that off, and it was like, nah, that didn't really work for me.
Yeah, because that's basically saying that somebody else should be king right now, even with Daemon being usurped. Essentially, it's like there was somebody in front of him, so that doesn't count.
Right.
Oh yeah, so Rhaenyra is notified that they were frolicking through the forest on their way to her. Damon has a dream of young Rhaenyra sewing the head of Jaehaerys back on. And then
I
we
don't know if that's a
see
dream and more of a vision because it's
like a
supposed to be
haunt.
that.
Right,
Yeah,
'cause he
it's
was
supposed to
awake.
be. Yeah, and it's supposed to be that Harrenhal is haunted. So it might be that he is experiencing visions while at Harrenhal. Yeah, which would be cool if they do anything more with it, but who knows if they'll do anything more with it. So, and it was interesting. He was in front of a weirwood tree when a black-haired woman said, "This is where you're going to die." So,
Right.
that means was he
I
up
see how
north
that
with
could
the
be more of a
Starks?
vision, yeah. I'm not sure. Well, I thought he was still at Harrenhal, technically.
Maybe I have no clue.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Where the vision took him, I guess, huh? Because in reality he was in Harrenhal, but where was the vision?
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Let's see. Oh yeah, so after that, Jaehaerys' head is being sold on. Rhaenyra wishes to speak to Alicent in private, so she goes and talks to her Queen of Whispers, Mysaria, once again. And yeah, I guess it's Mysaria has her benefits. There's a reason that she's there. There's a reason that she's been put in the place. And she comes up with the idea of Rhaenyra posing as nun. What did you call her?
Shame nun.
A she
Shame
nun?
Shame none. Yeah. Like the
Shame.
the scepter that shamed Cersei through the streets.
Shame.
Got you.
Shame. Yeah.
Got you. But yeah, she sneaks in, they have a discussion.
She sneaks in so easy. It makes me wonder why the hell there aren't doing more clandestine missions into King's Landing and just.
I mean, but so did the rat catchers.
I was just about to say the same thing.
It doesn't seem difficult to get behind enemy lines.
Well, it seems like with both of them splitting the army down the middle or splitting the servicemen, neither of them have good security.
At least for Eric, at least he was a twin and he could sneak in that way. At least that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, with the other guy, with everybody else, it's like, well, damn, is anybody paying attention to anything?
Yeah, and then Alicent is like, I don't have a problem with you. Do you have a problem with me? And Rhaenyra's like, I don't have a problem with you. Do you have a problem with me? And then they will realize that, oh, okay, well, this isn't gonna. There's no solving this. Apparently,
yeah. No matter how we feel about it, like, yeah, we ain't mad at each other, but this is what's got to happen.
Yeah, because Alicent hasn't heard of Game of Thrones, so
not even once. She's never heard.
Not even once. The Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah. She didn't know about the prince who was promised, and it's like, oh, come on.
Rumors. She's the queen.
That made it all make sense. I was just like, that's the aha moment.
Yeah. Because she's been the queen. She's now the queen dowry, the mother of the king, and she don't know nothing of the prophecy. She only knows what her feeble little mind told her and what her father told her.
Yeah, she heard the name Aegon and was like, "Oh, that means my son."
Yep.
And everybody else realized, "Oh no, that's Jon Snow, the guy who didn't get to kill the Night King."
Typical single mom behavior. That's what you heard.
Got him.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, that's messed up. Yep. He should have been able to kill the Night King.
He got brought back to life for that reason alone.
Right.
They didn't even let him do that.
No.
That was cold business.
I mean, because Arya Stark is the sleuth.
Yeah, she's the best.
She's the master of faceless. What would they call that?
Faceless man, but she's not really because she failed every task that she was given. And then she just stole their magic. And then Jaqen H'ghar was like, oh, good job. Okay, I'll let you go. Even though I'm a worldwide assassin that runs like strict codes of ethics and conduct. I'm just going to let you.
Yeah, you're a princess, though.
You're cool. Don't worry about it.
You're cool.
Technically not a princess.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
My mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But Alicent
That's it.
Quotes the Song of Fire and Ice. Rhaenyra catches on and she clarifies, like, hey, no. Check. Listen.
Is that why you think your son's supposed to steal my throne? Wrong.
Like
Yep.
Daddy was talking about Aegon the Conqueror, silly girl. You know, Song of Fire and Ice. Alicent realizes she's wrong and doubles down on that shit. Like, there's been no mistake.
Yep.
Ain't no mistake.
Uh-uh.
No, this ain't no mistake.
Uh-uh. That's not what that meant. Cause
No, huh?
I said so is why.
You know what I hate the most about everything in storytelling is when a gigantic problem stems from a stupid misunderstanding.
And not even a good one.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, I hate Romeo and Juliet for that reason. Because had those stupid fucks just waited like 5 more minutes, they would have figured out when each other was alive. And of course they don't do it. So it's like,
Right.
come on, man. Just act like a normal human being. You know?
Don't jump to rash decisions without
Yeah,
thinking things through.
right.
Be a person.
Be human.
Stop it. Get help.
Get help. Listen,
Yeah, everybody need Mike.
Hey man, that's what happens. When you make real impact on the world.
Yeah, man.
Well, anything else is that's how the episode ends. They basically say, "All right, well, the war is still on."
Inevitable war. Yep, inevitable war. We gonna
Mhm.
war about some stupid shit. And now that everybody's aware, that's in control or has some reason that it shouldn't happen, now Alicent has no power to do anything about it.
Well, thank goodness, because I really hope that they just put away this whole like, "Oh, I want to try to make peace" thing, and let's just get real petty. How about that? Can we just get real petty for the rest of this war and just start, picking each other off arbitrarily? Because that would be more interesting to me.
Well, we
Well, with
definitely
you
need to
saying that,
randomly send out dragons to their deaths,
oh yeah,
for no reason without a strategy. We just send them out there and get some killing done.
we have to do that simply because that's what's supposed to happen. There's not supposed to be no dragons left by the time Daenerys and them get here.
That's true. That's true. The Dance of the Dragons is supposed to be the climax of this story. So
Hopefully that's episode 7 and not 8.
I think it's going to be season 3, bro.
Bars.
Season 8.
No, I think they're only doing a
Season
3-season
8.
run with this. Thank goodness. I don't think
Sweet
that they could
baby
stretch this
Jesus.
out more. Yeah. Did you
Do you
guys
think
hear
they
that
have
they're
24
making a Jon?
episodes of this in Star?
Yeah, they probably do. I think they've already mapped it out. 3 seasons seems like that's where they're going to go with it. Did you guys hear they're making a Jon Snow spinoff? Yeah,
I didn't,
Yeah,
but
we heard about this 3 years before it happened, so we'll see.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, it's still a who knows if it's up in the air or not. But
that's
who
just
knows?
because everybody likes Kit Harington. That's all.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, and they all want to see Tormund back. So it'll be him and Tormund.
He's funny. He's
Yeah, he is
genuinely funny.
Yeah. I think that they're going to reintroduce the Night King somehow.
Ugh.
And then have him kill him this time, but for real.
Nah, they're gonna switch it up and bring in little Arya.
Yeah. That would be amazing. Arya doesn't show up the entire season, but right as he's about to kill the Night King, she just jumps out of nowhere.
No, even worse. Jon Snow kills him and then pulls off the face.
Yes, and it's Arya the entire time. Perfect.
Because if you kill the Night King, you become incarnate, the new Night King.
She's just posing as Jon Snow the entire season.
Right.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, yeah, because she's a faceless man. Got it.
Yeah, that would be great. That's great.
That's when it's just like, nope, not doing this again.
Yep.
Giving it up.
Yes,
J.R.R. Martin, you failed.
Any final thoughts, guys, about this episode?
One of my final thoughts. I for sure enjoyed the dragon dive scene with Bela. That might have been the most exciting thing, just because cinematically it looked well. CG wise, it didn't look terrible. The only thing that pissed me off is that you had 2 horses outrunning a dragon that was clearly flying as fast as, I don't know, a bullet.
Yeah. Just light the forest on fire. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna help it regrow nice and pretty again anyway, which was also suggested by the council. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. Well,
they said smoke them out.
That's true. I guess we'll have to see what happens. I mean, or what doesn't happen. Probably is a better way of putting that. All right. Well, episode 4 is coming up. We'll be back on next Sunday for episode 4. In the meantime, we're going to be doing a regular review on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that, everybody.
Yay!
Yay! Mix it up a little bit.
Woohoo!
Right.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're good. We're done.
We're good.
Yeah, I think it's done. It's nothing more we can say.
Yeah.
This has been the Days of Our Nights.
Indeed, it has. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell. It would really help us out. We want to build out our audience. We can't do it without your help. So please and thank you. And we'll see you next. We'll see you on Wednesday. We'll be back on Wednesday with a movie review. We'll be chatting it up, talking smack about bad movies like we always do. And we'll be back on Sunday for episode 4 of House of the Dragon. So yeah, see you then. And until then, for Screen Time Continuum, I am Nick.
I'm Keelan.
And I might.
Good night.
I keep hearing the music in my head. I know it's copyrighted, so we can't use it, but it's funny
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.